Welcome back to another episode of Juan is Cooking. My name is Juan, and today I will be making rice. That's it, easy and simple. People that knows me love my rice. Um, they love my rice. So I'm just gonna show you how I make it. There's a lot of ways you can make your rice. If you have a rice cooker, that is just add this rice and the water and press start. That's fine too. Your way. I'm gonna show you my way how I make it. But I'm gonna make it two ways actually. So I'm gonna make it like I say, if you have a rice maker, the way I make it in the rice maker, or on the stove. So if you make it on the stove, you're gonna need a pan big enough to fit your rice. Um, Remember, rice doubles in size, sometimes triples in size. Today I'm going to use the long grain rice. That's my favorite rice. It takes less time to cook than the traditional brown rice or wild rice. You need to cook it for longer. You have to probably soak the rice in water first. So that's why I like this rice. It might not be the best choice healthy wise. I recommend brown rice. Brown rice is really good. It's very healthy. But hey, I grew up all my life eating white rice. So okay, so the first I have two bowls. One I'm gonna use for the rice in the rice maker, sorry, and the other one in the pan. So the first step you do is you wanna wash your rice and rinse it. Sometimes rice has believe it or not, you might find a piece of rock sometimes. Knock on wood, that hasn't happened to me yet, but I hear cases. So what I do, I wash the rice, I rinse it good, sometimes 2 3 times. The first time you wash the rice, the water, all that the starch from the rice it will start loosening up. So that's why you want to wash it. So it's up to you. If you can cook it like that, but I recommend just wash. Take the extra step, wash it. So you wash the rice, then you put it to a strainer, put it back, rinse it again, twice, 3 times, twice at least. And then what I do, I just let it sit in water until I finish. Like if you wanna add any type of vegetable, until you cook, cut it and dice it and all that. You might want to let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes. You don't have to, but it's the best. So I'm gonna rinse it really quick. So I just go in the bowl. I don't know if you can see how the water is white. So it's all the starch, releasing all the starch from the rice. This water, actually, I learned a few years ago that if you save this water and you put it on, you can water your plants with that. It's very healthy for the plants. So it's up to you. If you want to do that, that's fine. So then you put it back on your bowl, do it again. Then I'm gonna do it one more time. I usually use cold water or warm water. That's fine either way. It doesn't matter really. Okay, the water now is coming out more clear. It's hard to tell in the camera, but it's almost clear. And the last time, okay. Now I'm gonna let it sit in there until this time. Okay. Now I have my rice maker, right? So what I do is, oh, today I'm cooking 2 cups of rice there and 2 cups of rice here. For the rice, usually you have to, you'll find recipes, you know, it tells you different ways. I learned that you always double the water. So if you add 1 cup of rice, you add 2 cups of water. If I'm doing 2 cups of rice, you do 4 cups of water. It's like 4 cups. Anyway, so um, sometimes you'll find recipes that tells you instead of double, like only do like 1.5 times. Um, I've been doing it for double the water since I can remember, and everything is fine. The rice, like the brown rice, the white rice, you might want to add more water, and you have to cook it for longer periods. Uh, so what I do, I'm gonna use regular butter for this rice that I'm making here, and another ingredient is salt and butter. That's it. These are my ingredients. People ask me like, no, Juan, you put something else on it. No, I can guarantee. Just rice, salt and butter. That's it. This one actually I'm gonna make it with the Mexican batter that I made in another video. I put this in the freezer. So there's a recipe video showing how I make flavor batters. So this one I'm gonna use the Mexican batter just for flavor instead of the plain batter, and I'm gonna use, instead of salt, I'm gonna use one of my seasonings. I always play with that. Sometimes I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna use the shark seasoning, or I'm gonna do even the barbecue rub. You know, I put in there for some barbecue smoky flavor. So you get to play with the flavors and the butters. So what I do is just like 1 cup of water, 1 cup of rice, double the water. And I usually do 1 tablespoon. I like this butter because it tells you where to cut, how much one of these, well, a block is a pound, this is 1/4 of a pound, and it's divided in 8 tablespoons. So I usually add 1 tablespoon per cup of rice and double the water. So here, 2 cups of rice, 2 tablespoons, and 4 cups of water. And then salt, I'll show you. I usually measure in my hand. I've been doing it for years. I usually go like that. I know how much. So it's usually a 3/4 of, not even a full tablespoon. So you don't do a two tablespoons in there. I do less than that. So I know how much. I just go like by the eye, you know, like, oh, that's almost a tablespoon, and then I double it. So it's about 3/4 of a tablespoon. So this thing, 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons butter. So I just add my butter there. Now the rice, I'm gonna now. It's been not even 5 minutes, maybe. Anyway. The longer you let the rice sit, you know, is the better. But 5-10 minutes is fine. You don't have to, but you want to wash the rice. So I just put it in there. I reheat, so I use all the rice. You don't waste. Okay. Now we add. Depending on your rice maker, sometimes when you add cold water, it takes longer to start boiling, and sometimes the cycle ends without even boiling the water. So I already know this one. I add the water. I added warm and close to hot. Okay, so. Okay, quick question. I added 2 cups of rice, so how many cups of water? 1, 2, 3, 4. it's up to you if you want to add stuff into it, you know, pepper or vegetables, you know, saute first, those first, and then add them in there. This is the way I make it, just plain with butter, plain rice with butter and salt. So salt, I was telling you, this is about 3/4 of a tablespoon. That's for 1 cup of rice. And for the second cup of rice, I don't even stir it or anything. I just leave it like that. Put the lid. Start. And I like to put a towel on the side because it has the little hole in there. The steam comes out and sometimes it drips. I already know these little guys, so boom, towel in there. All right. Now we're gonna do the same, but in a pan. So the way you do it in a pan, you wanna put all the ingredients here. In this case now, because it's a pan, I'm going to add some onions. You can add garlic if you want. It's up to you. So yeah, whatever you wanna add in here. You know what? Sorry, let's scratch that. I'm not gonna use the Mexican butter. I'm gonna use an Italian butter that I have. So yeah, I'm gonna do my Italian butter because I'm gonna use the shack seasoning, yes, instead of salt. So my first step was wash the rice, rinse it, right? So wash rice. And when I put water in there, I like to go just like with your bare hands, you know. I wash my hands all the time, and we're rinsing this, you know. If you don't know what a glove, it's fine, you know. We're just rinsing the rice. So for the first rinse, I like to go spend some time in there, massage the rice, easy, gentle, very too much starch. And that's fine. I used to like just cook it like that without rinsing it, without rinsing the rice. So it's up to you if you want to just do it under the sink when the water is running, but I think it's a waste of water too. So that's why I like to do, just add the water, rinse it there. All right. Now that I have it there, I'm just gonna leave it in the strainer and then in the pan so it keeps draining. Because I'm gonna cook it here. So when I put the batter and I cook the veggies, I like to saute the rice a little bit too, you know. Both are gonna taste good, but the more love you put into it, it's gonna taste better. So earlier during commercials, I cut an onion. Actually, no, this is 2 onions. I'm not gonna add this. It's just that I'm gonna use this for another recipe. I just add onion to taste. Whatever you want. If you like onions, lots of onions. If you don't like onions, put something else. I'm gonna add maybe about this much per cup. So you can add whatever. You can add just a little bit, you know. But when the onions, I love onions, and when you cook them, they kind of lose some of the flavor, and the flavor of the onion changes for sure when it's raw and when you cook when you cook it. It's very different. So I have my pan warming up. So yeah, this is my Italian batter that I made in the previous video. You can just add whatever you want. In that case over there I was about a tablespoon per cup. So I'm gonna do the same, tablespoon, but here it's hard to measure a level tablespoon, but this, and maybe one more. Well, a little more. Like put more love. Then we add our onion, onion. With a wooden spoon, we start cooking the onions. Maybe medium to medium high, not too high. You want that batter to melt. You want to cook the onions slowly. You don't want to just cook them in 30 seconds. No, you want to make them. You'll see the onions when they're cooked, they are translucent. They kind of like go from white to like almost clear. That's when they are cooked, but you can eat them raw too. You can add, like I said, garlic. You can also add chicken base if you want. Some chicken broth, celery, carrots, tomatoes, whatever you want to add. It's just, I'm just going to make it simple with onions and the flavored butter. The idea of the rice when you make it is that you want to boil the water with the rice, but you don't want to stir it. Once you put the rice on it and the water, you don't want to stir it. You want to let it boil. And then the water starts evaporating, and then, well, not evaporating, the actual rice starts soaking all the water, you know, and it starts doubling in size. But again, you don't want to stir that, you want to leave it alone. Once the water goes down, you start seeing holes on top, because the steam is trying to escape. When you start seeing that it goes down, that's when you lower the heat and you put a cover, and then you can leave it there for another 10 minutes. Sometimes I recommend, depends on your stove and your cooking pan, you want to cover it, and you don't even leave it on low. You just turn it off completely, but you have to let it sit there for 20 to 30 minutes at least. Okay, my onions. I need to get a camera that shows in here, you know. But yeah, my onions are, I mean, now they have this greenish color because the butter. But they are cooked. Now I add the rice. And I like to kind of like brown the rice a little, not brown completely, but you know, just kind of like, actually this is how you make the Mexican style rice. You will have to add more butter or some type of oil, vegetable oil, you know, cooking oil. And then you kind of like dump it in there, and then it starts frying, you know, and it starts popping out. That's why when you go to a Mexican restaurant and you get the Spanish rice, the yellow rice, it's because they didn't make it here. They actually made it this way with more oil. And actually, I'm gonna tell you a secret. In the Mexican restaurant that I used to work, because you know you're not cooking 2 cups, you're making, I mean, thousands of cups a day. Well, not thousands, but we were making probably 2 gallons of rice. So every batch was maybe, just imagine a gallon. So we had big strainers, metal ones, that we used to put the rice in there, and we used to shove them in the fryer, in the deep fryer where we cooked our French fries. Just put them in there with a ladle, you know, stir it out, so it starts cooking, you know. And then when it's done, you will take it out, let it drip all that oil, and then you dump it in your pan. But that's how we used to do it, and that's how they do it, and that's fine. It's completely fine. You save a lot of time, especially in a restaurant, you know. I'm gonna make another video one of these days when I make something, but I'm gonna show you how to actually bake your rice. Believe it or not, you can bake. All right. So now we're gonna add our chuck seasoning. That is the original. This is the first one. It's very good in this because we already put the Italian butter. This is like an Italian seasoning, but it has extra has like yellow mustard and red pepper flakes. So I'm gonna do the same. 1, 2, and the water. How many cups again? 1, 2, 3, 4. See, we're learning how to count too. Yeah, you don't only learn how to cook, but you will learning how to count. Elmo says 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, all right, enough with that. Okay, so now that we added the water, we're gonna cover our rice, and we'll make sure the heat is not too high, but it's not too low. It's medium to high. This is there. This is gonna do their own thing. This we wanna pay attention to it. Like I said, you can add chicken base, beef base if you want, whatever you want to add to your rice, In Colombia, my mom used to make it just like that, plain, but she used to add raisins. Really good. And also, if you add raisins and sugar and milk, it's a famous dish in Colombia and in South America, the arroz con coco. Is it arroz con coco? No, that's different. I have to look at it. I had to ask my mom actually. But yeah, it had raisins and it was milky, had cinnamon. Oh, so good. But that's more like a dessert. Can you believe that you can make a dessert with rice? So yes. So now we just let it. I'm gonna take a break. We're gonna go to commercials. And when we come back, the rice will be ready. And I'm gonna probably make another dish so I can eat this later for dinner. Because I'm not just gonna eat rice, Okay, so I'll see you in 15 to 20 minutes. I'll show you really quick because I don't like to open it, but so you can see how it looks. You see the holes that I was telling you? And you can actually hear that it's almost to the bottom. So the rice is here and it's almost probably down to the like half inch. So now I'm just gonna put this on low, really low and low, and I'm just gonna let it sit in there for probably 10 minutes, and then I turn it off and I still leave it there, but with no fire, no flame, no open flame. So let's do 10 minutes. And then, but yeah, you want to make sure when it beeps, turn it off and leave it there. So it's ready. This one, what you do after is with a fork. You just go around and make it fluffy. You don't want to use a spoon. Everything gets stuck in the spoon, in the rice. You just take a fork, hold the pan, then go in circles, make it fluffy. And all right. And you do the same with the one that we made on the pan. Beautiful. The smell. I like it better this way actually because it's fluffier and it's dry. It's perfect. This way, it's more like not a sticky kind of looking rice. If you know me, when you try my rice, you know what I mean. But this way. So let's see if you can see in the picture. As you can tell, the white rice is more like both of them are really fluffy, but the white one has more moist. I hate saying that word because people hate that. And the other one is dry. And let's see taste now. I'm gonna use another fork. Well, I guess I can use the one that I use for the white, because it's still white rice in there. Okay, white rice. Man, I love plain rice, just like that. Salt and butter, that's it. You can add parsley if you want at the end, cilantro, I know. Okay, no, enough. Now with this one. This is our rice made with Italian butter, the shark seasoning, the original butter, shark seasoning. Oh, onion, we added onion at the beginning, so we didn't put onion in this one. So, onion, no onion. Oh yeah. This time saver. Put everything in the in the cooker, pan. Come back 2 minutes later, it's done. This takes a little longer, but oh my god. Well, you get the idea. Oh my god, this is so good. Now I need some more, some wine. So that's it. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, send me messages. So the bottom line, if you want to make rice, just take your time to make it on the stove with a pan big enough to make it fit, right? Because remember, it doubles in size. Now the dogs know the rice is here. Hey guys, it's time to eat rice. So, thank you for watching. Yes, I almost forgot that I love you. Charlie, say I love you. Yeah, he knows. He understands. He understands. He speaks Spanish too. Charlie, te amo, papá. Te amo, papá. Yeah. Okay, so I love you. Like, share, subscribe. Tell people. And hi guys, I'm making a video. Jesus, man. I love you. Goodbye. Next episode, I'll be making stuffed chicken.